Good morning, gurus. Welcome to another episode. Hope you're having a beautiful day. The CPI came out, inflation came out a little bit better than expected, and Bitcoin pumped $66,000. The problem is on little volume. In my opinion, I think a lot of people are falling into the trap that I talked about. But let's see. But that move anyway, I bought at 58K on the Iran-Israel war news. We bounced to 65K. I sold it at around 62K. We came down to 60K and now we've bounced to 66K. Hit the subscribe button, smash up, thumbs up, and turn on the bell. Let's jump into technicals for Bitcoin now. We're going into technicals. You can see Bitcoin, MPC, rank them. MPC was up 4.8%. Pocket was 0.3%. It reset already. Bitcoin 66,200. Huge move out yesterday. We went in one day from 61,300 to 66,000 on that CPI data. Again, proving that it's not really a capitalist market. It's communism or socialism, and it's not really capitalism when one guy can speak and move the entire financial markets. You're in a communist country, the same as China, Russia, etc. They just like to pretend that it's like free democracy, but then one guy speaks and move capital markets. So it's not really free capitalist democracy. So this is the yellow trend line that Bitcoin is moving on all year. Third to fourth wave could be finished now. Bitcoin broke out. That 56K met the requirements of the full 23% retracement from the top to the 56K, 23%, which is the minimum required for third to fourth corrective wave. So it could be now considered finished. I mean, for me, I was still expecting Bitcoin. I think something is wrong. One, Bitcoin coming down here and breaking out with not much volume. You can see here the volume is going down a lot. Yesterday we had a volume spike, but it's still tiny compared to the volume that we needed to originally move out of 56K. You can see here the volume we used to have to come out from 56K to 74K, and the volume we're moving now from 56 to 74K. Look how small in comparison. So I think this is a trap, and I've been warning people about this. If you're worried that you got stuck in the trap, wait to see. If you're worried that you missed it, wait to see if Bitcoin confirms. So this was an inverse head and shoulder that Bitcoin broke out of. Wait to see that it confirms the trend line and bounces with a lot of volume before going long. You want to get a confirmation. Right now we've broken out. It's trying to hold above that trend line. Let's go closer. But just keep that in mind, that the best thing to do is wait till you get a confirmation of the breakout. But if this was the third to fourth corrective wave and Bitcoin is breaking out right now, that would be beautiful. But I'm just a little bit, I still think we're getting a fake out. I think we broke out here. People went super long, piled in longs with lowering volume. And I think we're going to come back down again. I still think my target of 56K is in play. I think this is a trap, and I've been talking about this. But if you're in a long, or if you're not yet decided, I will wait till the confirmation of this breakout. Crypto Guru Bot still firing a blue buy from February 2023 at 20K. You get it in the Crypto Master Course. Still a blue buy. It hasn't flipped red sell. Stochastic is turning up. Daily Stochastic already overbought. At the 56K mark, the Stochastic on the daily was oversold. Here, I teach you in the Crypto Masterclass how to read this. Below the dotted lines oversold, above the dotted lines overbought. On the 56K drop on the Iran-Israel war news, it was oversold. Now we're already overbought without much of a movement, in my opinion. Volume did grow yesterday, but you can see again, look at the volume comparably. The volume that we had when we were running up from 56K to 70K and the volume we have now. That's my worry. And I know a lot of people went long, and I know a lot of people are super excited right now. But I would be very cautious here to be going long, in my opinion, with this lowering volume. We need big volume to come in right now. What will confirm this breakout is if we have this inverse head and shoulders, if retest and bounce with huge volume. That will confirm this. Until then, I think we come back down still to my 4K magnet target. 53K. You can see that trend line is the trend line that we've been going up all year, this yellow trend line. And you can see that the downward trend line that started from the top of Bitcoin is this trend line here, this downward trend line. So right now we broke out abnormally on the CPI data, but I think we come down to the continuation because just because a man tries to move with one word, like with some words, a capitalistic market, he shouldn't have so much power. And even though short term we have a pump, the market will take control again. Usually, it's like trying to play God with free capitalist markets. That's why capitalism worked so well and pulled us out of the dark ages, because it's bigger than any country, it's bigger than any one person. It's like a system that balances itself, and it's not human created, it's the market is creating it through everyone. So I think when they manipulate the markets like this, it's very short-term movement before it goes back to the trend of the market. And I think that volume is trending down. Stochastic overbought. Here I could short coming back down here, but I don't like to short Bitcoin in bear markets. But this would be a short opportunity. I would rather still prefer to stick to these two longs. Catching along at 56,500 if it pulls back down. Now I have to watch it. Watch to see if Bitcoin manages to hold here or if it retests and come back down. If it holds here, then these targets are invalidated. To catch a short-term trade, longer-term trade, I want to catch that fourth to fifth wave, and that's what I'm mainly waiting for. But this is a very clear inverse head and shoulders formed here now. Inverse head and shoulders. The problem is the volume, but if this breaks out 73k, the target will be the base of the head. This will be the target if you get a confirmed breakout, but it hasn't. I wouldn't say it's confirmed yet. 76k would be the target. 73k would be a very strong resistance. For me, I rather protect my capital. I don't want to be trading or buying too much at the top of the rally. I was buying a lot, just like everyone, just like all the big capital money was. If you look at the volume, you can see all the big players, or all the smart money was buying Bitcoin. I'll show you here. This is Binance Spot USDT, and you can see all the buyers. Look at the volume on Bitcoin at the bottom at 15k. Look how much buying and selling was happening on Bitcoin day to day. We're talking buyers of volume of 400,000, 600,000 Bitcoin traded per day. Look at what's happening right now. Look at the volume down here. How much Bitcoin is being traded? 36,000, 34,000, 10 times, 20 times less than the volume that was being traded at the bottom of the bear market. 20 times less. What does that tell me? It tells me that the people that were buying down here are selling to the people up here. And that's why I think be very, very careful going heavy long here or anything like that without confirmed breakouts, because the people that were buying down there are selling to the people here now. I would stick with these two trades. You could try to catch a bounce off this strong support now off the 60k. That's another potential trade setup for a shorter term riskier. The safer, bigger trade, the main one that I want to take, which is to go heavy long, is at 53k, and you can see that's that yellow trend line confluence. But it seems even if Bitcoin was to drop heavy now, it would still bounce here. I would say you would get a bounce here. You'd get a bounce here. So it doesn't look like it's going to come down to 53k anymore. It's moving sideways. So it looks like it would be even 56, like double bottom off that low. So it looks like the fourth wave could be finished. Fourth corrective wave. I would still be very careful until we get a confirmation of this breakout. But the main trade I would try to take for longer term trade now would be off the 56k, because a lot of support has now built there. This is the main trade I would take. Opening 56,500, stop loss 56,300, take profit 73k, risk towards 73 times. If this was the fourth to fifth corrective wave and now he have finished the run, then target would be third to fourth is always less than the third to the fourth, the second to third impulse. Third to fourth to fifth impulse is smaller than the second to third impulse. So I don't think we come back above. I think we're going to double top at 70 or triple top at 73k, but we have to see. It might cause a W. If we do manage to get back to the 73k, it will cause a W. But again, the main long that I would be taking, riskier one, safer one of 56,500 for a double bottom. It doesn't look like Bitcoin will come below 56 anymore, because it's moving sideways on this trend line. So before, if it had moved down, that trend line could have activated here. But as you're seeing it move sideways and move up, even if it comes down now, it's got a few places to bounce. So that trend line is being moved across, that yellow trend line. So that's the main trade I would take on Bitcoin. 56,543, stop loss at 56,000 and take profit 74,000 almost. Risk toward 31 times, risking $552 to make $17,390 with no leverage. With 10x leverage, it's $173,000 profit. And for a riskier trade, I would catch off these strong supports here, off the monthly, weekly supports. On a pullback, there will be a bounce here if it does manage to come down here. I know everyone went long yesterday off that CPI data. A lot of people went long. I feel they're getting trapped. I would wait to go long till a retest and a strong bounce with volume. I would wait to go long off that trend line if you want to go long now. In my opinion, I would rather take longs that are safer when we're up so high in the market. So these are the two trades I'll take on Bitcoin. One from 60,491, stop loss 60,058 on a pullback, target 66k. Second one, 56,549, stop loss 56,997, take profit 73k, safe for risk to reward. Over on Bybit, my account pumped yesterday 622,000. I did from 610, so it made $12,000 yesterday. I deleveraged this account a lot, unfortunately. I went mostly into cash. I've got $342,000 of cash. 342 plus 14, so I've got like 360,000 in cash out of 620, so I'm more than 50% in cash. I've got one in spot. I'm holding 342 cash, one Bitcoin, 66,000, up 7% yesterday. I had two Bitcoin, from 56, so I deleveraged that, unfortunately. MCRT up 3%. I've got 46,000. Pocket 37,000, up 4%. WorldCoin 25,000, up 3%. Doge 19,000, up 5%, and Uniswap 13,000, up 8%. Big bounce back on all coins. In my trades, I've got Doge buys at 10 cents, 12 cents, 10 cents. Bitcoin buys at 53k, Pocket at 10 cents, and World at $3.60. I'm no longer long. I had longs at 53k and 56k. I closed my long from 58k. I closed it at 62k. You can see here my buys and shorts, longs and buys off the recent drops and pumps. Sell there, buy there, sell there, buy there, sell, buy there. And I sold again on that bounce, and now we're pumping to 66k. Funding fee slightly going positive. I think a lot of people getting trapped here, to be honest. I've got trades for 4 Bitcoin at 53k, and I've got 2 Bitcoin at 56k 500. And I'm going to keep those two trades 56, and I've got one at 53. There is a one at 60k. Here, this one, I will set that when let's take 60,000. I'll add 2 Bitcoin. Just for a bounce of 60,000, 2 Bitcoin. 60,000, 2 Bitcoin, 20x leverage. Value will be 120,000. So I've got buyers at 60,000, 53,000, 56,000, purely to take the bounces and take profit. As we are near the top, in my opinion, like at the top of the range, the meat of the move. Those are the two trades that I would take on Bitcoin right now. So again, what we want to see for anyone that's long, what you want to see now is you need to see huge volume come in here, and we need a retest, and then huge volume with a massive bounce to confirm this trade, and then go heavy long from there. But safer trades as a pullback to monthly, weekly support, and the bigger 56k support. And this is good news for anyone that's long. The fact that we moved up means we have to move down and bounce off supports before we can come down. Anyway, so it's moving. What it means is the yellow trend line. We're moving up the yellow trend line anyway. As time progresses, we're moving up the trend line. So, stronger support as we move up. I'm gonna keep my red dotted line that I drew. This was the path that I drew. Right now, it seems to be invalidated. I did predict we would get a bounce here, but I thought that bounce would come down, get a bounce to here, and then come down again. And it seems we're breaking out to 66k, but I do believe that was CPI and manipulated pump. I do think this is a fake out, so be very, very careful. I would take the trades from supports, in my opinion. But again, you have to do your own due diligence. This is my opinion. And if you want to learn to trade and do everything under the video, go down below. One is the exchanges I use. Bybit gives you a $30,000 bonus when you meet their trading requirements using that link. 2, take the courses. The Crypto Master course teaches you technical analysis. You get the bots. You learn that TA and all the stochastic, all these indicators. 3, join us in Telegram. There's 9,000 of you trading together, and you can see some of the gains from my students. I'm in the process of buying $2 million house from videos. Thank you, James. Your course is amazing. I'm buying a Villian Pantakana, made $500,000 in profits, and you can just see people just talking and discussing. My portfolio hit over $1 million today because of James and his experience. And join us in the Telegram. There's right now few hundred of you in here. People talking. It's also recent news that governments are purchasing more and more Bitcoin. A lot of good news came out this weekend. That's why I think it's also manipulated. A lot of bad news came when we pushed to 56 with Iraq, Iran, Israel, Iran. And now there's a lot of good news. This fund is buying Bitcoin. This fund is buying Bitcoin. So they're again pushing the other story, and a lot of people went long. So just make sure you take profits or be very defensive with your long positions, in my opinion, because something is wrong with the volume. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hit the subscribe button, smash up thumbs up button, turn on the bell. If you have any tickers you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Let's see if Bitcoin manages to hold the breakout here and pump strong. Targets for selling will be when volume drops off. One of them could be now. I could exit and come in, but I want to see how Bitcoin reacts off this trend line. If we have strong volume come in and big push, this is good news. If we fade this push and volume drops off and it just fades back into that trend line, be very, very careful, because I think my 52K, 56 definitely will get a double bounce. 52 possibly in play. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have an amazing day. Let's see how Bitcoin reacts here. We either need to see a strong bounce off this trend line with volume to confirm the breakout and push to 70. If we come back into that trend line, something is wrong. Love you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.